Hey sis, welcome to today's video. Are you surviving homemaking, just going through the motions every day? Well, today we are going to shift our mindset from just keeping home to managing our homes like home economists. So many women feel like homemaking is all about the chores, the cooking, the cleaning, the taking care of the kids, and so on. But managing a home is so much more than that. A home economist is someone who manages their time wisely, their resources, and the ability to create income at home, just like the Proverbs 31 woman. The problem is, many of us were not taught this. So we fall into the trap of survival mode, waking up overwhelmed, unproductive, and even wondering if whatever we do does make a difference. But today, all of this is going to change because I'm going to give you 3 practical steps to help you become a home economist. The first step being that we need to do a mindset shift. We need to shift from seeing homemaking as a list of chores to seeing it as managing a business of the home. When you look at Proverbs 31:27, it says, "She watches over the affairs of her household and does not eat the bread of idleness." It's all about being intentional with everything. Our time, money, and even your creativity. So the thing now that you need to do as you are watching over the affairs of your household is to identify the departments of your home, just like a business. So a business has a marketing department, it has a procurement department, HR department. So you also, as a homemaker, you have the various departments that are in your home. So I'm going to turn the screen and then show you on my Trello board how I do this and how you can do this for yourself as a homemaker. So we're looking at the various departments that we have in our home, and the first one here that you see on my board is a spiritual growth. So the faith of your household. How is the faith of your household looking? Here I put in a prayer list where you can track prayers for family members, community, the church, or the nation, and then family devotions. You can track this consistency of your family when it comes to you guys having devotional time. And then you have also a section there for Bible study plans where you can study in the Bible about the home economy, diligence, and discipling the nations. That's what I'm currently doing right now, but you can obviously put in whatever it is that you want to study in the Bible. And then at the bottom there is a giving tracker, so you can track your tithes, your fuel offering, giving to missions, and acts of kindness. So you can have a tracker there so you can know where your household is when it comes to matters of the faith. Then the next one, which is another important factor, is our finances. So we're talking about the various departments that you do have in your home. So when it comes to finances, this one is not a place where we do our budget. We've got a separate, I've got a separate board for that where I do my budget. But this one is simply so that we can identify where we are in terms of the finance department and how do we scale and grow from there. We have the spending and bill tracker where we can track our fixed expenses, and this is nice for you to do because you can check, okay fine, even though you have your insurance that is fixed, but you can check over a span of a year, 6 months or 18 months, has the premium gone up, has it gone down? You can check the cycles of how it increases and everything else. Even with the variable expenses, this is where you can track that. Okay, I spent so much money on groceries in January, and then in February I spent so much. In March I spent so much, as you reconcile the month. So you are going to be able to have everything in there. And then also when it comes to miscellaneous, what are the things that you have spent money on that you were not even planning that you would spend money on, and you ended up using your miscellaneous amount. So write those things down so that when you are planning for the next month, you can use that information. When you're planning for the next year, you can go back and start making data-based decisions over making emotional decisions when it comes to your finances. Okay, and then I have a section there for sinking funds, and then there I can track how much I have deposited into my sinking funds and where we stand. And then also have a future life income goal. I currently have an income goal, like a figure that is an income goal that I have. that we're working towards. I even know that when I receive that money, what am I going to do with that money? You have a plan for that income you are believing God to have. I have a section there for asset acquisition. You can put in the current assets your family has, the future assets that you want to acquire, and then you can even track your dividends, right? So that's your finances. And then when it comes to time management, because also we need to keep track of our time, you can then, this is where I track daily routines. So the morning routine review. So now that we are in quarter 2, you can then sit down. I sit down and then I review quarter 1. How is my morning routine? How has my morning routine been for quarter 1? What do I want to change for quarter 2? Has our life changing? What is happening? What are the family dynamics? Also doing the same for the evening routine. And also I have a baking day review where I can review the baking day. What do I like? What do I not like? What is working? What is not working? And stuff like that. And then also there's a schedule, a review for the schedules, the homeschool schedule, the church serving tracker. How often do we serve at church? And we need to review that. Family time. Okay, are we intentional about the time that we are spending together as a family? And then how do we schedule that? How frequent do we spend time as a family? And what can we do better going forward? And then we also have a date tracker for quality time for my husband and I. And then we can track, okay, fine, when last did we have a date? Do we think we need to schedule another date very soon? And then also we look at how often do we go on dates? Do we need to get more quality time in? When you have this planner, you are able to look at the affairs of your household. So how are you going to look at the affairs of your household if you don't have them written down somewhere? Okay, and then we go at the bottom and there we have distraction management. So there's a time tracker. So sometimes when I feel like I have too much to do and little time, then I will use this tracker. I will track how I spend my time in the day. So I will write down what I do every hour or every 30 minutes. And then after 3 days or a week, I'll go and look at that and I'll be like, where am I losing time? And what can I do going forward? Okay, and then there's the task tracker. So you might say that you're going to do a number of tasks in the day, but you actually take it for granted that those tasks, they need a lot of time. So if that's your problem, then you need to track your tasks and check, okay, fine. If I'm going to say I'm going to homeschool in 3 hours, is that realistic? Can I time myself where I need to do everything that I need to do in my homeschool? And then let me track how long it takes for me to homeschool. Then also when it comes to laundry, how long does it take me to do the laundry? How long does it take me to clean the bathroom? How long does it take me to iron? So you start tracking your tasks so that when you plan out your day, you can be more realistic with your planning. And then I have also alarm alert system review, where I showed in my previous video how I use my alarms to keep me on track with my calendar. So I will have an alarm to go off for every activity. So we also have the income generation, multiple streams, where you can track the multiple streams of income. So you can put there your income 1 and say, for example, okay, fine, maybe for income 1, that's the husband's salary. But then now for income 2, maybe there's a business project that you're working on. So you can have a place where you can jot down the upfront costs, the overhead cost of that business, the profit margins, is it passive, is it active, and expansion plans for, when you want to expand. And you see here on income 3, I have a tab for ideation. So maybe let's say now you are planning on building up income stream number 3, and now you are in the ideation phase. Now you have a spot where you can ideate and jot everything down on there. And then we also have the skills development. So remember, these are all the departments of the home. I'm just not going to go through everything because I have a special announcement. I now have a membership. The membership is called the Home Economist Club. You can join it. It's going to be 150 rands per month to join, and this you pay monthly. I think it's $7 to $8 if you are in the US. In the membership, I'm going to go in depth with this. So if you want me to help you set it up And the another advantage is that I'm going to share my board in the membership. And then also last week when I did the video on the meal plan, and I saw there was a bit of interest with the meal plan, so I will also do a video, and then I will share the meal plan board there as well for my members. With the membership, you can join, and then you can expect a video from me every Tuesday. So when you're a member, you're now going to have 2 pieces of content that you will see from me per week. So I will still continue with the community video that goes up on a Friday, but when you're a member, you will also have a exclusive video that will go up every Tuesday. And additionally to that, you're going to have a monthly Q&A with me where you get to ask questions and you get an input on the future content that I will create. So I will then tailor make content based on where you are in your homemaking journey. So let's just get back to the departments. I'm not gonna go through them step by step, but this was to show you that you need to think about your home economy as a business, because it is a business, and there are so many departments, there are so many moving pieces to a point where you cannot think that you're going to do this in your head. This will help you to be strategic. So now we did the skills development. Okay, now there's skills development. Another department in the home is the hospitality department, hosting, building relationships. And we also have food management, food preservation, future plans, what you want to do there. And then we have the health and wellness department. We have the child training department. And we have the preparedness department, where you are going to plan out your emergency pantry. Your diversification of the home is your home diversified. You just keep your money in the bank and that's it. You don't have diversification, right? Off-grid planner, if you're planning on getting your family off-grid, you can start planning there. Garden expansion plans, higher education plans, emergency fund tracker, a first aid kit. So you can put everything that is in your first kit there and take inventory of where you are. And then we also have the legacy department, where it's generational planning. And the first up there is salvation. Are your kids saved? For me, I take it very personally that the salvation of my family members, right? 2 years back, my second daughter received Jesus, and I was the one who led her to Christ. And we did it right here in our living room. So I don't expect the church to do what I'm supposed to be doing as a mother, because God has given me the gift of salvation, and the gift of salvation must be channeled into my entire household. So that salvation, land acquisition, right? We need to be thinking about acquiring land, homemaking skills transference. How am I transferring my skills? Because we all know that our grandmothers, some of them had skills. Now we don't have those skills ourselves. They were not transferred to us. So we cannot afford to make the same mistakes. So we need to be transferring those skills to our children. And then also business excellence is something that we need to think about. How do we pass on this legacy, right? And then servanthood, because also when it comes to business excellence, most of us know, especially if you grew up in the townships, that people who had businesses, their businesses die when they die, but the businesses don't go over to the next generation because they never taught them how to run the businesses, business excellence and stuff like that. And skills were not transferred, and they just leave you with a lump sum of money, and then you blow the money because you don't know how to run the businesses. So we need to think about those things that have been a problem in the past, and we need to think about better ways and better solutions. And these are the things that, as a woman, if you have this board, these are the things that I'm praying. I'm constantly asking God, Lord, what do I do about this as a home economist? Because I know that I am given the stewardship of my household, and I need to be able to look after the affairs of my household so that I do not eat the bread of idleness. And then human resources, we look at the recruitment department, the HR department, where I'm planning, okay, fine, do we need to hire somebody to help out in the home? And that's currently something that I am in the process of considering and doing, because I think I need somebody who's going to come in and do the deep cleaning, because I'm focusing more of my time into projects. business projects. And then for business, do we need to hire somebody out as you're expanding your business? You're a content creator. You're probably thinking, do I need to, at this stage, do I need to hire out a video editor so that I can be able to go and explore another platform and grow my reach and things like that. And then when it comes to education, do you need to hire tutors for your children? And this is where I'm going to keep all that information. Even when I pay them, I can track and put the details, everything that I need. I have the completed Home Economy Planner that I will share with my members. Remember, if you want to join the membership, you are more than welcome to do so. You can join in there, and then I can walk you through building this out and explain it in depth, because it is really robust. And here's the thing, when it comes to this, I have never seen anyone do this. It's not something that I saw somebody do or get inspiration from and say, I'm going to do it myself. It has been something that was birthed in my, in my time alone with the Lord. And it's something that I've downloaded from the portals of heaven. So this is actually very valuable information. And as I was reading the scripture, as I was studying the word myself, and as I continue asking the Holy Spirit for wisdom to be able to build my household, these are some of the things that He is depositing into my spirit to say, have this, laid out, build it out like that. And this is something that I also want to share with you as home economists and homemakers, so that you can do same for your families. Once you've done that and you've laid out the departments of your household, you've laid everything down, then I want you to ask yourself this question. Look at all of them and go through them each one by one and ask yourself, where am I thriving? Which area, which department am I thriving in, right? Then you can check and say, okay, fine, I'm thriving here, I'm thriving there. And then where do I need to grow? This is important because when you are aware, you first need to be aware. Where am I strong? Where am I strong in my homemaking? Where am I weak? Where do I need strengthening? Because then, after then, you can devise a strategic plan. Even when it comes to your groceries, write the things you spend your money on each and every single month. And this is something that I can walk you through. And then you're going to determine, okay, fine, what is the one thing that is always on your list? That's the thing you probably need to learn how to make yourself. So step one, you laid out the departments of your household. And then you ask yourself, where am I thriving? Where do I need to grow? Now for step two, you're going to set small goals for each area. And I want to emphasize small goals. We're not going to try to do everything all at once, because we don't want to be overwhelmed. The goal is progress. We want some sort of progress, and we want progress that is sustainable. So if, for example, you notice that, okay, fine, I'm really struggling when it comes to my time management. So what we're going to do then, we're going to say, okay, fine, I'm going to track my time for the whole week. This week, I'm going to keep track of my time. Then you're going to say, okay, from the time I wake up, what time do I wake up? You track. I woke up at 6 o'clock. Okay, when I wake up at 6 o'clock, what do I do? What's the first thing that I do? Okay, fine. I take my phone and I scroll social media. You write it down. And then you write, okay, fine. Then I had breakfast. Then after breakfast, then I called my friend. How long did you stay on that phone call? Okay, fine. I was on that phone call for 45 minutes. You start to ask yourself all these things. You start to keep track, just like you would do if you were struggling financially, right? You would start to take your 3 months bank statement, look through it, comb through it. Where is the money going? The Bible gives us a parable of a woman who lost a coin. And it says she switched on her lamp. She switched on the light and started looking for that lost coin. So that's the step that we are doing here. We are looking for those small wins that we are going to create from those places that we feel like we need to be strengthening them. So you set small goals for each department. I say take only 3. I showed you a lot of departments that are in the home. Homemaking it's very complex. Homemaking has been portrayed as something that you do that you don't even need to think about. It's been made to be you just sit home, you clean, and then you're bored, and then you don't know what to do. I'm not bored. right? When I rest on a Sunday, I really need that rest, because when I work, I work. Homemaking is something that you really need to be skilled to be able to be a successful homemaker. If you're not going to learn and grow in your homemaking, then your homemaking is always going to be something it's always going to be an area of frustration and an area of defeat if you don't understand what you need to do in it. There's a scripture in the Bible that I like in Ecclesiastes that says, when the axe is dull, much strength is needed, but with wisdom comes success. How do we put that scripture into practice? It's saying basically to us, if you are homemaking with a dull axe, that means you don't know the will of God surrounding your homemaking. You don't know how to homemake. You don't have the skills for your homemaking. You don't have you don't have a plan around your homemaking, then it's like you are cutting a tree with a dull axe. Guess what? It's going to be hard. It's going to take you a lot of time. But if you were to sharpen your skills, that is to have wisdom, to know, to be skilled in your homemaking, to have a plan, to have a vision for your homemaking, then guess what? It's like now you're chopping a tree with a sharpened axe. And what is the result of that? You're going to do it efficiently, and you're going to do it with joy, because it's not going to be a hard process. It's like driving, really. Ask a person who's learning how to drive how driving is. They'll tell you driving is difficult. But ask a person who's been driving for 10 years and you'd say, is driving hard? They'll tell you, no, driving is not hard. I even drive on autopilot. It's now an automatic response. It's no longer difficult. And so is homemaking. Homemaking is not really that it's difficult. It's just that because you were never taught, you don't know what successful homemaking looks like, where you become a home economist and you maximize everything that God has given you. Then because you don't know that, and you don't have the relevant skills to back that up, and you don't have the revelation of it, then it becomes hard. But that is why I'm here. I'm here to help so that the journey is not that hard, but I help you navigate the journey going forward. So remember, on step 2, I said we are going to make small goals for ourselves, looking at those departments. And I said choose 3 departments that you're going to have small goals. And remember, you're not going to be doing everything all at once. You start with one goal. So for example, you realize, okay, fine, I really want to hone in on my homemaking skills, and I want to start with learning how to bake. Then you're not gonna say, I want to bake a cake, but you only buy a cake once in 3 months, once in 6 months. That is not an effective way of doing it. Look through your grocery receipts and check, what is that one thing from the baking section that you always buy? Oh, I always buy muffins. Guess what? You need to start with muffins. Learn how to bake muffins. Or you always buy bread. Learn how to bake bread. So that skill that you are learning is going to give you a huge return on investment. Because now you learn that skill, then you're no longer going to buy the finished product. You're not going to be the consumer of it. Then you're going to be the producer of it. Then once you've got that one in a bag, then we move on to the next one. So you do it like that, right? There's a strategy behind. And then number 3 is you create a system that you are going to use to track your progress. Because what is tracked grows. What is not tracked will not grow. If you want to grow in your finances, track your finances. If you want to grow in your skill sets, track your skill sets. First quarter, I've learned 3 new skills that I didn't have in 2024. But it's because I track my progress. I say, okay, fine, I wanted to learn this. And then I will have a blueprint laid out of my 12 weeks, because a quarter is 12 weeks. Of, okay, fine, week 1, this is what I'm going to do. Week 2, week 3, up until 12 weeks. And then I will assess at the end of 12 weeks and say, okay, the next 12 weeks, this is the skill that I'm really going to hone in on. If I can take 2, I'll take 2. But if I can take 1, I take 1. Then I learn that skill. You need to have a system where you're going to be able to track that. For me, I use this Trello board, my Home Economist Planner. I call it my Home Economist Planner. This is where I track everything, and then it helps me a lot. Like I said, remember this one, I actually almost duplicated it, but not exactly, because mine is already built out. And remember, if you want to have a closer look, that is going to be the first video that I'm going to post in the membership group. So if you want to join the membership group, then you are more than welcome to do so. Remember this, sis, you are not just home. You are building a thriving home, a thriving business, a place of productivity that is going to be a blessing to your family. I'm going to leave you with the scripture, Proverbs 27, verse 23. It says, "Be sure you know the condition of your flocks. Give careful attention to your herds, because wealth and riches are not forever." Right? So the Bible is saying, we need to make sure that we know the condition of our flocks, and we give careful attention to our herds. And this video was all about that, helping you shift your mindset from just thinking about homemaking from a point of view of cleaning, cooking, and taking care of the babies. But homemaking is so much more than that. And I hope that from this video, you're going to realize that there is so much more that is entailed in our daily homemaking. And we really, really need to approach our homemaking from a business point of view, because we want to be a profitable home. That is what it means to be productive. When you're productive, you are profitable. So comment down below and let me know which department you are going to be starting in, and making those small but incremental goals that are going to help you become a home economist. If this encouraged you, remember to share it with another homemaker that you know needs this. So until next time, thank you for watching and stay blessed.